Yo, what's going on? Power Hour number 2 coming at you guys. Josh here with Blue the Collective. Yep, and in case you're wondering, still stoked up. I am. Feels good. This does feel powerful just to be here with you guys right here, right now. So what we're doing is we're talking still about this Power Hour series. And I like to keep kind of connecting this Power Hour and this why and why we need this in our life. And then we start to just dive into a couple of the hows and things that we can do physically to set up this whole Power Hour space, I guess, in our lives, right? So yeah, we're going back to this whole intentional life that we really want to live. Okay, so in that first little section of the Power Hour, we're thinking about where we're at in our lives, mentally and physically. We would like to set up so we can commune with ourselves. So we can be free of distraction to dial in and to think about what we really want out of this life. Okay? So I hope you guys got that set up in your house, in your office, at the park, whatever, wherever that space looks like for you, but it's just going to allow you to disconnect from the day and dial in on yourself, all right? And I also hope that, my Power Hour is the most powerful for me if I'm doing it right in the wee hours of the morning before I'm allocating my energy to anything else. I just start to allocate that energy to myself first, and the rest of the day seems to fall into place. Or even if it doesn't fall into place, I'm a little bit more mentally equipped to handle the uncertainty of life in the day if I've communed with myself in my Power Hour. Okay, so hopefully you guys see that same value and see why we really need this. And why you should really want it. Because it feels good for myself when I make decisions based off what matters most to me. But for me to even figure out what matters most to me, I have to stop and I have to think about it in my Power Hour. And so that's what I'm hoping for you guys as well, that you'll find a lot more value and contentment out of your life because you're making intentional decisions based off your own planning and your own prep, calling your own wants out of this life. Because when you're doing that and making those decisions based off that, that's when this really starts to feel powerful. Hence the name, Power Hour. Cool. So what do we need in our environment now that we've set it up? Let me tell you. Come on with me. All right. Okay, so Power Hour number 2. We've set up the environment. We have a place and a space that's going to allow for us to just be with us. For us to ponder and reflect on our lives and just start to be thoughtful and intentional about what it is that we want to seek out of this life. Okay? So that's sweet that we have the environment set up, but what's some things that we can actually do or put into this environment that would aid for our success in intentionally planning our lives? Well, something for me is I have to take the pen to the pad. Whether it's my yellow notepads that I've used for years and years, a growth journal, whatever that is for you, just converting what it is that you've thought about and reflected on here, and you're taking those thoughts, those ideas, those feelings, and you're writing them down. Just writing them down. It's crazy because you start to have a higher likelihood of actually doing these things if you can take them from here and you can convert those things to word. It's almost like one huge visualization process. If you can visualize it here and you can write it down, oh, it's pretty wild because you're starting to connect the emotion with the idea. Right? If I write down in my Power Hour time, I'm like, what do I need to do? Oh, I want to do this really cool series called Power Hour.
Okay, I'm going to write that down and break that down into sections. Ooh, this is exciting. Okay, yeah, I do want to do this. That's just an example, but to challenge you guys to do the same, right? Where you're in this great environment that's just aiding in you communing with yourself and coming up with some amazing, I don't know, aha moments or thoughts or ideas or feelings, and just writing those down. Okay? A consistent place for you to put your thoughts. Yellow notepad, girl journal, whatever that is. Okay? Because once you write them down, something kind of wild that you can do as well, taking it a step further, is you can actually tell somebody what it is that you wrote. The thought that you had about this, the aha moment, the takeaway that you had, the reflection on your life. But if you're able to speak about it, real change starts to happen. Wherever our speech is, that's where our thoughts are. Okay? So one other element that I really want to have in my Power Hour environment, it still comes back to writing, is a huge calendar or whiteboard. Whatever you want in there, but when I walk downstairs and I see this huge calendar that has all of these intentional decisions that I made, it feels awesome to look at that. To have things broken up into different color inks, to write, oh, I did go mountain biking on Tuesday. Wow, I went to the meditation workshop on Saturday morning. Oh, I had this really cool professional development meeting over here on Thursday. It's so great to come down and look at that and reflect on your life, in your week, in your day. Because it's crazy when you write this stuff down and you actually do it. And then once you've done it, you reflect on what it is that you've done. And it feels good. Because what it is that you're putting in the notepad or what it is that you're putting on the calendar should be things that feel good to you. They should be things that you want to do. If you don't want to do them, then don't plan it. Okay? I get pumped up, sorry. So those are the two challenges. If you guys can take in your Power Hour environment and get some things down there in which you can write a consistent journal or notepad, and then if there's anything else that you want on the walls or in these places that would help you reflect on your life and reflect on those intentional decisions, you're just going to have a higher likelihood and success rate of doing these things. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense to you, and hopefully you're pumped up about this, because this is really taking control of your life. It is. You're being intentional about what it is that you want out of this life. And it feels good. Okay, enough of that. Okay, so now that we've got the environment set up, we've got a couple tools in our environment that will aid in our reflection and our follow through on this stuff. Well, what do we even write now? Oh, number 3, Power Hour number 3. We'll talk about that. Sweet guys, let's keep rolling.